Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh. We're all good. Has anybody seen Chris? Alrighty, guys. We're going to be starting soon. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Come on, you get it. Alright. What do you want me to dance in front of the camera? Alrighty, guys. Just about to get started. Chris is grabbing a hot cuppa. Let us know if it sounds good. Alrighty. Maybe just before Chris gets here, you guys can drop us some comments in the questions in the comments and let us know what you want to learn in today's live. No question is a silly question, so go for your life, and hopefully we can help you guys get a little bit better at gardening today. Alrighty, Chris will be here any second now. Up, chop, let's go. Huh? Yeah, I'll get it. Just go sit down and talk to him.
Hello, hello. Today we're talking about winter colour, and the problem that almost everybody has in their garden is that it becomes quite colourless in the winter. But once you get around and have a look around, you'll find that there's more plants than what you think that will flower in the winter and give you a bit of colour in the winter. Like this hellebore that I've got here in full bloom, and you can get hellebores in deep purples, light pinks.
Put it in the middle, Chris. Show them what you're talking about.
Yeah, you can get hellebores in deep purples, light pinks, and pale creams. But really, I started looking around the other day, and I was surprised how many winter flowers we had just in the nursery without really. And then I was working on writing the article on winter colour, and I kept on finding more and more things. So really, if you programmed your garden correctly, there's lots of opportunity for colour in the winter. And I'll just see if we can get some colour in here.
Yep. Okay.
Great.
Chris is just going to grab some plants.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this helioball in the meantime. Here we are.
Now, today we're going to talk about flowers and winter colour with flowers in the winter. And
Thanks, Joe.
next week, the other interesting thing about winter colour is that there's things with coloured leaves, there's things with coloured leaves, and things with coloured stems, brightly coloured stems, yellow and red and orange stems. And there's also things with beautiful berries at this time of year. And so next week we're going to talk about winter colour, but not flowers, other sorts of colour. And there seems to be, in berries and leaves and stems and things, there seems to be more colour in the winter than at other times of year. But today, let's have a look at some of these ones here.
Drop us a like, guys, if you're enjoying the live.
So one of my favourites is the Bacopa. And it starts flowering mid-autumn and probably climaxes, its maximum flowering will probably be in October. And it grows like crazy through the winter. You can plant one of these at this time of year, and by October it'll be the size of a dinner plate. Now these come in pale pinks, mauves, blues, purples, and always the most favourite is the white. So white is the most popular. But these are called Bacopa. You can grow them in a hanging basket, grow them in a pot. If you've got a sort of a deciduous tree that looks boring in the winter, pop this underneath it and have it fill up the pot with colour. And these look really good under, say, a red weeping maple or something like that. So these are great for filling up pots, for putting out in the garden bed. They suffer a little bit in the summer, but they'll come good again in the autumn. So autumn through to late spring, these are absolutely fabulous. Cool. Then there's your Marguerite daisy, and this is I haven't got any other one. Yeah, this is a white Marguerite, but Marguerites come in almost every shade from yellow, pink, red, and they're a plant that grows year after year. Give them a little bit of trim after they finish flowering, give them a feed, and then they come back and they'll flower several times a year. But they seem to do best through the winter. So your Marguerite daisy is great for winter colour, and all different colours of Marguerite available. Then there's your Daphne. Your Daphnes flower beautifully in winter. This one here is the Daphnes were a couple of weeks too early, but you can see this beautiful pink bud opening up, and probably Daphne, because they flower in the cold weather, where a lot of things their flowering's over in a week or two, they seem to flower for 6 or 8 weeks through the winter and give off absolutely fabulous fragrance. And they're great to grow in a pot or in a very, very well and deeply cultivated garden bed. Well, got to be well drained, beautiful soil. But Daphne's beautiful fragrance and beautiful flowers in the winter time.
Which one do you guys like most? Drop us a comment. Let us know.
You recording?
Yeah, would you go get me some Darley Heath?
Some?
You can
Some
go through it.
Yeah, go
go
through
for
it.
it.
We've got Darley Heath
You're
down in the native section. It's white and pink in flower. If you could go get me some of that, please. Darley Heath,
Yes,
yeah. Now, here we've got Sasanqua camellias, and these are really a source of joy in the winter. This one here is my favourite. This one here is called Apple Blossom, and have a look. It's got a bright pink bud. Oh, you can see that bud there. It's got pale pink on the back of the flowers, and then the old flowers fade to pure white. And what's nice is it's got this lovely little sort of semi-double centre, and you don't have the yellow stamens. It's all white. But basically, when you get a nice big bush in full flower, you've got bright pink buds, soft pink new flowers, and white old flowers. So you've got a triple colour. But you can see here, here's a plain pink Sasanqua there, and you can get them Sasanquas from pale pink right through to deep pinks. They started flowering 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they'll keep flowering for the next 3 or 4 weeks. So really quite a good show as you go into winter. Now this is great. This is last week there wasn't a flower on these, and this is your Hardenbergia. These days there's quite a few different Hardenbergias. Like you can get one of the most popular ones now is called Happy Duo, where they plant a white and a purple one together. They weave together and you get this lovely mixture of white and purple flowers. But this one here is a plain purple Hardenbergia, and it's just started flowering. But Hardenbergias flower for weeks and weeks and weeks and give off a fantastic show. And some people call them a native wisteria, but they're an evergreen, and but their flowers are, once they really get flowering, the flowers fall down a bit. They're a sort of a wisteria-like thing, and these can be used to grow on a trellis. They can be used as a ground cover on the ground. If you go up in front of the Ford building there as you drive into the main office area there's an enormous planting of them just growing as lovely thick ground covers, and they make the most amazing show of purple. So you can cover embankments and really big areas, cover fences. They love to climb and they love to cover the ground, and beautiful, hardy, strong growers, and tremendous show in spring, particularly when they're mass planted and there's heaps of them. Now here's a little treasure here.
Thanks, Ange.
Yeah, Heath. Hey, could you get me some Darley Heath, the pink and the white? It's down in the native section.
What was the name?
Darley Heath. Yeah. Yeah. So, so this here is a Banksia, and it's called Birthday Candles, and it looks kind of stunted looking. That's because it's a miniature Banksia, and it has these lovely little bright orange flowers with a hint of red on them. And I often use this in my garden designs. I use it as a kind of like a secondary feature, and it grows about 70 or 80 centimeters tall, maybe a meter, 1.2 meters wide. Lovely, and when it's covered in these birthday candles, as they're called, it looks, you get a big one of those covered
Quite
in
thick and bushy, huh?
yeah, very thick and bushy, and I've seen them with 40 or 50 birthday candles on them at a time, and the flowers seem to last forever. Great sort of, if you want something small that's really going to star in the garden, particularly in a native garden, these are fabulous.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Becky. Lots of people joining live. Thank you, guys.
And
Let
here's
us know if you have
something
any
that I've
questions
been.
and drop us a like.
This is something I've really been enjoyed, and this is a grevillea, and we'll have a look at the flowers up close. Beautiful, delicate flowers, and this one is called Strawberry Smoothie, and down in our native section we've got nice big bushy 8-inch pots of them, and I've been going past them for months, and they've been just covered in flowers, and they look like they've got heaps of buds coming. So I reckon you've got another few months of flowering with it. So it's sort of flowered in late autumn, and it'll flower well into the winter, and have really fabulous fabulous. I think it's just a fabulous pink and a lovely delicate flower. Madam, you can go through if you like.
You can come through, mate, if you like. Yeah. Yeah. Just come around.
Actually, now I didn't realise we had a white Hardenbergia here. Only just starting to flower, but look, it's a little tiny plant, and look, it's got 2. It's got 6, 10. It's got nearly 20 flowers coming on this little tiny plant. Imagine having a big one of these that have thousands of flowers on it. And they're a lovely. It's a sort of an evergreen plant. Come through. Yeah.
Do they get much bigger than that, Chris? The flowers?
Oh yes. When this is fully in bloom and well established, the flowers can be this long.
Wow.
It's going to be a lovely full raceme of flowers.
Like 4 inches wide or something.
Yeah.
We are in Melbourne, Australia, Becky. In Campbellfield,
Oh, good.
Sydney
Thanks.
Road. Where are you from? This is just grabbing something else.
So here.
Hi, Valasos. Nice to.
Yeah.
have you here.
These have only just started flowering in the last week or so. Last week they weren't in flower, but pretty soon you'll be hardly able to see the green leaves for flowers. And this is called Darley Heath, and it comes in white and pink. And I've grown these probably 60, 70 centimeters wide. Each bush will grow 60 or 70 centimeters wide.
Mhm.
It doesn't grow taller than about 30 centimeters.
Okay.
And fabulous, sort of doesn't come into flower till the winter. It's not an autumn flower, and then it'll flower right through the winter, and beautiful soft pink and beautiful white. It's got that sort of real Scottish heather look.
Right.
So that's Darley Heath.
So kind of like prostrate.
Yeah,
almost,
yeah, very low growing.
Cool.
Um,
Thanks, Becky.
then here you've got your protea, and
Wow, it's lovely.
and it'd be a real treasure to find some of those in your garden in the winter. Proteas can mix into a native garden or go into an exotic garden. They're actually a South African native,
Mhm.
and they come in all different colours with all different coloured foliages. And then, of course, you've got your leucadendrons, which are the sort of small cousin of a protea.
You can go
And
through. Just walk through this way.
it's the small cousin of a protea, and this one here is kind of a sort of a pinky colour. It's got lovely foliage.
Put it in the office. Cool. And these are not natives, are they?
No, but people coming in building native gardens buy them all the time, and they mix them in, and nothing seems to mix better into a native garden than a protea or a leucadendron.
Cool.
Yeah, so they're great to put in your native garden, and they kind of make a kind of like a real statement and a nice, bright, interesting point in your native garden.
Okay.
Then what else have we got here?
Do you guys have any questions so far? We'll do a big Q&A at the end, but we're happy to answer questions as
Actually, I'll
we go
just
along.
go get something else.
So drop us a question if you have any. Chris has just gone to grab something. I'll show you guys the camellias again. They're really quite thick and bushy down the back now. And it's really nice to see this pop of colour while everything else is kind of dying off in autumn. Yeah. You can walk there if you want. Yeah. So let us know.
Yeah, no worries.
Let us know which one's your favourite. And we can show off some more things. Recommend inside and outside plants. Chris, we got a question. Are there pet-friendly plants you would recommend inside and outside plants? Pretty sure the Dracaena is.
Yeah, so here we've got a Dracaena, and this one here in Melbourne could be grown outdoors. It can be grown in your outdoor entertaining area. It can be grown under shelter, and it can be grown indoors, and you'll find it really, really hardy.
Yep.
And most of your palm tree, a lot of your sort of tropical palms in Melbourne can go outdoors, indoors, or in your outdoor entertaining area.
Yeah, I hope that helps, Nudo. So if you want more specific recommendations, you feel free to give us some details about what you like.
Yeah. Now these are just little babies, and these are what used to be called, and were very, very popular. And they used to come just in mauve, but the last few years they've been bringing out all different coloured ones. And these are wallflowers, and they're going to grow. They're going to grow all through the winter, and by the end of winter they'll be 60 centimetres tall, and they'll be covered in flowers, and they'll flower and flower and flower till mid-spring. So really great little bright spot for the winter, and they're wallflowers.
Cool. Happy to help, Nudo. Let us know if you have any other questions.
Yeah. So I'm just finishing something now. I'll come get you in a few minutes. Okay? Yeah. No. Yeah. So that's any questions?
Cool. And if you guys like
Any gardening questions? Like, is your lemon tree yellow and sagging, or or your plum tree doesn't fruit, or whatever the question, or you've got a big area of ground cover you need to cover?
Yeah.
Give us a yell and ask us a question.
we also have 2 articles on all of these plants that we covered here today and more. So if you guys want to check that out, go to tutuguru.com.au. I'll leave a comment so you guys can find us there. If not, check our bio and you can have a look on the website under blogs.
And next week we're going to do the other sorts of winter colour, which is you've got dogwoods with bright red stems, maples with bright red stems, dogwoods with yellow stems. You've got various plants that have colourful berries, and berries are great in the winter.
Okay.
And then you've got other ones that have brilliant coloured leaves through the winter. So and the interesting thing about these things is that often flowers can be badly affected by real bad weather, whereas your berries, your leaves, and your stems and not really affected by bad weather, so they can look absolutely brilliant in the very worst parts of winter.
Right.
So that'll be next week.
Cool. So if you guys have any questions, let us know because we're about to sign off in about 5 minutes. Anyway, Chris, which plant out of all of these do you reckon is your favorite and why?
Actually, what I didn't have, my favourite winter flower would be a witch hazel. Very hard to get. My mum used to have a collection. She had orange, red, and yellow witch hazels, and I remember my dad haggling to buy them. It cost many years ago. They cost a fortune to buy, but they have a beautiful little spidery flower that's on the stem, and they give off a heavenly fragrance. And Mum used to cut branches of them and put them in flower arrangements in the house, and the heavenly smell and very delicate and beautiful. And that would probably be my favourite winter flower. And then my second favourite would have to be the winter daphne. And again, they're a very delicate little flower, and the fragrance is out of this world.
Okay, cool. What would you compare them to? Are they a very strong scent or just nice?
It's not a strong scent, but it's a powerful scent because, like, it's a sweet smell that fills the whole room. And it's the same with the witch hazel. The witch hazel fills the whole room, but it's not like a punch you in the nose kind of a scent. It's a beautiful, delicate scent.
Okay, cool. And can you get your hands on those?
Yes.
Yeah.
With difficulty, you can get them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're around.
Yeah, they're
if need
around,
be.
but not much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Steph B said, I have an olive tree in a pot. Will it do better if I plant it in the garden? And is now a good time?
For sure. They love a bit of limestone, a bit of fertilizer. Dig a nice big hole, and it'll do 3 times better in the ground than it'll do in a pot.
Awesome. Hope that helps, Steph. And I think that's it for questions, unless anybody else has any. I'll give you 1 minute. Drop us a question real quick. But thank you guys for joining. And yep, I think that's about it. Happy to help, Steph. All right, see you guys next week, Dan.
Yep. See ya. Bye.
Catch you around.